This is part 5 of a series where we explore the biodiversity of Abisko, an alpine area in northern Sweden. In this video we hike a few kilometers south of Abisko, where we find several endangered moss and lichen species. On this day we went to Padus, a small calcareous hill just south of Abisko. And here we have Henrik again, who is going to show us some interesting mosses and lichens.
Here we have a very nice cliff, which is also calcareous. You see the patterns of the rock. Some parts have eroded a little bit more than the others, but all of it is calcareous, I would say. And that you can see by the abundance of Xanthoria elegans or Roscavia elegans. It is scattered all over
this orange lichen,
the
right?
orange ones.
Yeah.
Yes. And up here in Sweden, this is usually an epiphytic species on solitary trees in the cultural landscape. It is Leucodon sciuroides that here in the north grows on rocks, calcareous rocks. Leucodon sciuroides. It is very abundant on this cliff, just because it's calcareous too. These two are very, very common species, but here are some really rare ones too. Here in small cracks in the calcareous rock, there is a Grimmia species, Grimmia anodon, a very low tuft of or cushion of it. With
Here we have some as well, right?
There, yes, you have them. The capsules are almost ripening, and they have almost no seta at all. So that you can barely see them above or between the female leaves. And here you see the leaves ended with this hair point, the white hair point.
Hmm.
This is classified as endangered in Sweden, quite rare.
And why is that?
Somehow because it's very rare, but there's also a threat to these species. I was here 22 years ago, and then at this cliff it was very abundant, as I remember it, and we collected some nice patches here. But now we have difficulties finding it, and perhaps it is because the birch forest grows larger and larger. The trees grow larger and larger.
Mm.
That's the theoretical threat to this species. And we have two lichens here too. On the rock here we have another endangered lichen, or is it vulnerable? I really don't know.
I don't remember.
This is Hypogymnia austerodes. Quite a large patch, 6 centimeters across, and a little bit dark colored. Also a mountainous species, quite rare.
We also have a really nice species here.
Yes. We have to go back
Yes,
up here.
this is gonna be maybe a bit hard to film, but we'll try.
Inside the crack here, it's quite a lot of it. And you see it as these point at it here. This small cushion. This is Phaeophysia constipata. It is a strongly calcareous species, and it has a really strange distribution in Sweden. In the mountains here we have it together with these very calcium demanding Grimmia species. On these localities we have 2 or 3 maybe in the mountains.
Mm.
And it also grows in the lowlands by Lake Mälaren, close to Västerås, Stockholm area.
So it's a strange distribution.
Yes.
Over Sweden.
Nowhere in between, as we know it yet. But also there are really calcareous rocks.
And this was red listed, right, as critically endangered.
Yes.
I managed to take some photos of it, and hopefully you can see the straight rhizines or hairs in the edges of the lobes. I suppose that is why it's called a pincushion lichen in English. Here he is, crawling around. Have you found anything?
Yes, I found a nice patch of an Encalypta. I'm a fan of Encalypta mutica. It's quite a rare species. In Sweden we have 17 species listed in the EU Union as especially conservation value species. They're good indicators of different types of nature. This small Encalypta, the shoots are 1 or 2 millimeters high, but the capsules stick up at least 7 or 8 millimeters. So it's quite a small one. Oh, now the hat has fallen off. It has a calyptra, a covering hat on top of the capsules when they grow up. And this calyptra has fringes or some whitish lobes at the bottom of the calyptra. Hopefully this is Encalypta mutica, but just 1 or 2 years ago another species in this complex was described, Encalypta driva from Norway, but it occurs along the Swedish mountain range, and it is the more common one of these two in the mountains. But hopefully this is Encalypta mutica itself, but that will have to be decided in the microscope.
Back at the microscopes, Henrik confirmed this as Encalypta mutica, so congrats to him for this nice finding. The species has scattered occurrences in Sweden, and this seems to be a new locality, although it has been found in the national park just west of us previously.
And it grows on bare soil like this. I collected it in here. So a little bit shaded. It doesn't have to be covered by a rock, but this bare soil it needs. And with a warmer climate and lack of disturbance and other factors make that these patches of naturally eroded bare soil is getting more and more scarce. Then it is threatened by ingrowing other vegetation.
So now we're walking towards another one of Henrik's rocks, that orange one over there. So now we're at the orange rock.
This is another calcareous rock, and if you look around, there are no other orange rock around here. A lot of rocks distributed in the landscape from the Ice Age, and this one comes from a different place than the other ones. So this is highly calciferous, and again we have Xanthoria elegans, the orange one, covering large parts of the rock. So you can really find these rocks in long distance above the birch tree level. And this is a rock I visited 2003, found Grimmia plagiodia.
Here we have it again.
Maybe 10 different rocks in Sweden, in 5 localities nowadays.
So it's still here after more than 20 years.
That's nice.
So we found this reindeer cadaver and some corpse enjoyers. Henrik found this beautiful tetraplodon cushion. There was apparently 2 tetraplodon species in this cushion. Most of it is tetraplodon mnioides, but you can also see more mature capsules of tetraplodon angustatus to the right. So now we're out here on this big mire, And we found some bush-forming Rhododendron laponicum plants, which is quite rare. We once again found Stegonia latifolia, but this time another variety known as Pilifera. We also found the silvery Bryum, Bryum argentium, which apparently is incredibly widespread.